Okay, so the other two scales that we have are G major and C major. These are actually the keys of the pieces that we're going to be playing for honor orchestra. G major we have for the rondo, Appalachian Sunrise. Actually, I think Appalachian Sunrise is in the key of C major. And then the Fantasia for strings is actually in D Dorian, but it's related to C major. So it's very important to know these scales and how to get around. For G major, when you look at it, it looks fairly complicated because you have extra notes that others do not. But what I'm giving you is an option. Some of you may choose to do the upper notes, and that's kind of extra credit. In middle school or intermediate school, we don't really get to a lot of these kind of upper positions for the bass, but it's still good to know how to get up there. And then if you want to opt out, you can do the bottom octave that's written. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate it, and then I'll talk about how to decipher and think about your scale. So G major. So if you're really ambitious, you would learn those upper notes. It's really not that hard. We've been getting to third position. You just have one more position, which is fifth position, and then plus the harmonic. And the harmonic is really not that challenging either. So getting up there, I would encourage it. But before you begin, you have to decipher the key signature. So for G major, we only have one sharp, which implies just F sharp. So that means no C sharps, all C naturals, no G sharps, so G naturals. And then we have just to stay within that F sharp. So G major, start with your G, open A, B. Instead of C sharp, which is your fourth finger, we're going to go to our second finger, which is C natural. D, E, F sharp, that's the one sharp we have, so fourth finger. G, A, B, we're going to shift to third position, so this is your major finger pattern, and go to C natural with your first finger, D is your fourth finger, and then we're going to go another whole step to E, so it's a big shift. So to find that, what you can do is find that D with your fourth finger, put your first finger on where your fourth finger was, and then your fourth finger is going to play that E. So find that E and then move your first finger there. E, and then fourth finger is F sharp, and then you're going to do your harmonic G. And harmonic is going to be in the middle of the fingerboard. So when you look at the length of the fingerboard, right in the middle is going to be that harmonic G. I shouldn't say the fingerboard. It should be from the bridge. So you have to go that camera. From here to here, right in the middle is going to be your harmonic. So I would practice this upper octave starting with your open G. Sorry, G. And get really comfortable with that. octave is pretty self-explanatory. You just gotta make sure you're playing the right notes. So using your second finger on the E string, using your second finger on the A string, and using your fourth finger on the D string. So. So that's your G major. So you can practice that with the normal routine that I showed you with D major, and then you would want to do that with your next scale, which is going to be your C major. So for C major, this one we are going to drop down the octave. It is kind of, I didn't write it up there because it gets kind of complicated. So you can learn it on your own. I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube videos that will show you our other resources like method books. But for learning and what we need to do for honor orchestra this year, I would probably just stick to second position and then go back down to the D string. So I'll demonstrate it for you. So C major is a very useful key. It gets you going into that second position, which we'll see quite a bit of that in some of the other pieces that we're going to be doing. But you want to make sure that you're thinking about your key. Again, in C major there are no sharps, so that means we got to use our second fingers on the D string, second fingers on the A string, second fingers on the E string. But still use your fourth finger on the G string because you need a B flat to play the second finger. So here we're going to use 4. And then on top of that, we have to shift for that fourth finger. Instead of using 4, we're going to go to our second finger in second position. And then with second position, there's actually 2 different types of second position. You can use your first finger and go to 2. That's what I call a high second position. Or you can use your second finger and go to 4. And I prefer the second finger to 4 because we're not going to go any higher than that 4. So just use 2 to 4 and then come back down. So I'll demonstrate it one more time. We have C, D, E, second finger F, open G, first finger A. Instead of 4 for B, we're going to shift our second finger to that fourth finger place, which is second position, B, and then fourth finger is C. Then we're going to jump down to open D, go back to first position for E, second finger F, open G, A, first finger, shift your second finger to B, and then fourth finger for C. Back down, still in second position, B, shift to A, first position, open G, F natural, E, open D, then we're going to jump back up to second position, C, and then B is your second finger, shift back to first position, A, open G, F across, E, D, and C. Now that's not the only way you can play it, but this is consistent, so I would recommend you do it this way. Other than that, just keep practicing your scales. I would use the eighth notes or the half notes to eighth notes to 2 eighth notes to 1 eighth note, just making sure that you're building up that speed and fluency. If you can do these scales, I guarantee you the pieces are going to become much easier.